As shown in the intro, we are doing the Don't Dig Up seed in Terraria. This seed basically sets you in the underworld. I hope you enjoy this video, and let me know if you want me to keep making videos like this, as I'm experimenting with different styles of videos, with this one being a new format, and just general presentation. As the world starts, we start in the underworld. It's called the Hell Seed for a reason. I'm on the fire trees and build a firehouse, and I also end up getting some gear from the chests that are actually above the underworld. With all the gear and armor, I go for the Eye of Cthulhu. I go for Brain of Cthulhu, mainly because I want the pickaxe just right off the bat. But as of editing this, I realized the footage is corrupted. Woo! So please enjoy this live reenactment of this grueling battle. I think good for the Queen Bee. Still have silver armor. Still very squishy. I die a fair amount. But I do eventually kill the bee after a couple attempts. I could have used literally any ranged weapon besides the thorn chakram and the blade grass, because it would have, like a bow would have helped so much more. To continue to the boss rush, I go to fight my least favorite boss, Skelebaner. I have to go all the way to the top of the world, and the top of the world is in fact completely covered in crimson. We can't set up pylons up top, so I have to make them underground if I want to have pylons. I also go at Skeletron with gold armor and bees. I still did not get Hellstone armor. I don't know why. After Skelebaner's dead, I get the Cobalt Shield and the Muramasa, so I can make Knight's Edge. And I go and make a Hell Bridge, despite it being like an island in the middle. There are still Hell chests and Hell-like structures, but you just gotta go further out. I also end up finally getting Hellstone armor. I then see a voodoo demon and kill it, but I already have like 3 other dolls, so I just decide to run to the other side of the bridge and just chuck it in the lava just to see how, like, the fight would go. No buffs, so I just said fuck it. No campfires. Just said fuck it. We're now in hard mode, and by the skin of our teeth. Good job, bees. At the start of hard mode, you normally go into the Crimson biome and break the altars there, but I actually go up. I get palladium, pink stuff, and titanium, and I make 2 keys of light, and then I kill the hollow mimics. I actually do get the storm bow. I also end up getting some souls of night just so I can get the boss summons. And the only way I can get the souls of night is if I go all the way up and go into the crimson biome. And I get a bunch of ichor so I can make funny arrows, and I make the piss spell. I also blow a crater into the earth, massive hole, and make that my arena. Because let's be real, I'm not fighting up in the crimson biome, and I summon up the destroyer because that's the easiest in my opinion. The fight goes pretty easy. We rain our funny arrows on him. We do pretty well. The nurse got absolutely obliterated. Eventually I killed the goofball. The only like remote issue I had with this guy was the probes. They were annoying, but the storm bow just killed them as well. So there was really like no hassle against this thing. After the destroyer, I just go to fight Skeletron Prime. I apply the same strat. I just kind of go in circles around him, and I shoot him with the funny bow and the piss spell. The ichor easily kills the hands, and then the head's pretty easy to dodge unless you get like hit by something else. But now that his like probes, or at least now that his laser hands and all the other hands are dead, I just kind of go around him. And he doesn't really shoot anything like Skeletron, so there really isn't any anything that I like get scared of. I did get like one iffy moment, but that was because I accidentally ran into his hand like an idiot. For the final mech bosses, we have twins, obviously. I used the Hellbridge, and I bought a horse mount from the zoologist, so I don't have to farm for the enchanted apple. I go and craft True Knight's Edge. I do go in the jungle and get some chlorophyte for True Caliber. And then I sit and wait for a solar eclipse. And I fight Mothron by sitting in a box and hitting him with a yo-yo. It's a great strat. I get the Broken Hero Sword, and I make the Terra Blade, which, by the way, is stupidly overpowered. Like, I use this thing for, like, the rest of the playthrough. So I buff up all that, and I go fight this stupid plant. I pretty much have endgame gear, despite not having beetle armor. Turtle armor is still fairly good. I just make a platform up at the top of the ceiling, I summon him in, and I just run back and forth and hit him with the Terra Blade. That's all I do. I just run back and forth. That's all I do. This is me editing the video, so I lost all of the footage, including the backup footage of me fighting the lunatic cultist. Was completely fucking corrupted. Post-editing, I replicated the exact same year. Nothing's changed. I even have the same, like, modifiers on everything, so it's the same except for, like, the world, because of a certain technical issue. The rest of the footage here on out is completely fine, because that was streamed on Twitch. the footage that was on Twitch was fine. The other footage that was saved to my console, that it just got fucked. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, and I'm gonna try to fix it for the next one that I do. Apart from all of the technical shit, here's the backup footage that I did like 20 minutes ago, because I just realized, like, oh, my 3D cultist footage is unusable. Great. And now it's time for the pillars, my absolute favorite part of the game. I don't despise this part whatsoever. Normally at this part of the game, I go for all the pillars at like the same span of time, but I stop with only 3 of the pillars dead and go for Duke Fishron instead. I want to go kill Duke Fishron for his child, and with this child I'll be able to ride on him and avoid Moonlord's death laser and not get lobotomized by it. Hollow Seed. I build an arena above the ocean with around the 3rd layer platforms having an artificial hollow biome in there, so I'm able to get nurse heals and have NPCs in there for pylons, so I don't have to keep going all the way to the side of the ocean, which means I am ready for the big fish. After that kind interaction, Duke Fishron kindly gave me his child. With the stolen child, I go all the way over to the Nebula Pillar, which is on the other side of the world. We killed Nebula Pillar and recall back to our arena. We buff. We get ready for the fight. We win, obviously. We got fairly close to winning, though. What killed us was the nurse heals. We would heal, but then we'd have to run across, or my mount would get stuck on the ground. So to fix this issue, I went to the party girl and bought bubble blocks so I could make like water bits everywhere around the arena so I wouldn't lose the speed boost. I make sure everything's working properly. I summed up with the chat called Hand Eye Boy, which struck fear into the Moonlord. fucking win, baby. Oh, you're still here? I mean, I could fight Empress.